Welcome to War Tech Lab. Deep beneath the ocean, inside a sealed steel tube, over 100 people live, work, and somehow eat without sunlight, without resupply, and without ever leaving. So how do you feed an entire crew for months underwater when failure isn't an option? At 800 feet below the surface, the rules of normal life no longer exist. There are no windows, no fresh air, no second chances. Inside a nuclear submarine, open flames are forbidden because even a small fire could mean total catastrophe. And once the hatch seals, there are zero resupply options for the next 90 days. Everything the crew will eat has already been decided. Now imagine preparing all of that inside a kitchen barely larger than a bathroom. This isn't just cooking. It's survival by design. Life inside a submarine isn't just physically demanding, it's psychologically relentless. No sunlight, no sense of time, no escape from the same faces and narrow corridors. In this environment, food becomes more than fuel. It becomes the anchor of sanity. The one moment every crew member looks forward to. Because one bad meal doesn't just disappoint, it spreads across the entire submarine. But a great meal? It can lift the morale of 140 people instantly. That's why, for the Navy, food isn't a luxury. It's a strategic necessity. On the surface, ships have space, airflow, and flexibility. But submarines operate under completely different constraints. A higher food budget, around $15 per sailor per day, reflects one thing: importance. Everything must pass through a narrow 2.5-foot hatch. No wide ramps, no cargo elevators. Ventilation is sealed, meaning every smell lingers. And most critically, there is no fire. Every meal is cooked using electricity alone. This isn't just a kitchen, it's a controlled environment where every mistake is amplified. Feeding a submarine crew isn't guesswork, it's precision logistics. 140 crew members, 4 meals per day, for 90 days straight. That's over 50,000 individual meals. Every calorie, every ingredient, every portion is calculated weeks in advance. Because once the submarine dives, there are no corrections. If something wasn't loaded, it simply doesn't exist. And this is where it all begins. Every single item, every box, every bag of rice, every piece of meat must pass through a hatch barely wide enough for a person. There are no shortcuts. The entire crew forms a human chain, passing supplies down one by one. Tens of thousands of pounds of food, loaded entirely by hand. Dry goods are packed into every empty space. Frozen items are sealed deep inside storage, and fresh food goes in last, because every hour of freshness matters. Once it's all inside, the hatch closes, and for the next 3 months, this is all they have. Inside a submarine, space doesn't exist the way you think it does. Every empty gap becomes storage. Food is packed under floors, behind panels, even inside sleeping areas. For the first weeks, sailors aren't just walking through the submarine. They're literally walking on their food supply. Cans and boxes raise the floor by several inches. Veterans call it walking on groceries. And as the mission goes on, something strange happens. The floor slowly drops. Not because the submarine changes, but because the food beneath it is disappearing. Now imagine preparing meals for 140 people, inside just 200 square feet. This is the submarine galley. No wasted space, no room for error. Every tool is locked in place, every drawer secured. Because when the submarine shifts, anything loose becomes dangerous. Inside this tiny space, cooks operate industrial equipment, ovens, fryers, steam kettles, all powered electrically. No flames, no second chances. Just precision, discipline, and constant movement. There is no break, no pause, no downtime. The galley runs 24 hours a day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midrats, the midnight meal. The moment one meal ends, the next begins. Prep, cook, clean, repeat. Hundreds of eggs, dozens of meals, every single day, for 3 months straight. This isn't a kitchen schedule, it's a continuous cycle designed to keep the entire crew functioning. On the surface, cooking smells fade into the air, but here, nothing escapes. Every scent, good or bad, spreads instantly through the entire submarine. Burn something? Everyone knows. Overcook fish? The whole crew smells it. There is no hiding the stakes. That's why submarine cooks operate with extreme discipline, because one small error doesn't stay in the kitchen. It affects 140 people at once. Time works differently underwater, not by clocks, but by food. Week 1 feels normal, fresh fruit, real milk, crisp vegetables. By week 3, the soft foods begin to vanish. Then comes the shift: powdered milk, frozen supplies, canned ingredients. And by the final stretch, everything is preserved. This isn't just logistics, it's psychological, because every meal is a reminder that the outside world is getting further away. Somewhere inside the submarine, there's a small detail that most people would overlook: eggs. But not just any eggs, unwashed eggs. Because on the surface, eggs are cleaned before they reach you. But here, that would be a mistake. Each egg naturally has a protective layer called the bloom. Wash it off, and the clock starts ticking. Leave it intact, and suddenly, those eggs can last for weeks, even months. No refrigeration required. It sounds wrong, but deep underwater, this simple trick becomes a lifeline. In the beginning, everything feels almost normal. Fresh vegetables, real milk, bright flavors, meals that don't feel like survival at all. But that phase doesn't last. As weeks pass, the kitchen transforms. Fresh becomes frozen, frozen becomes canned. And this is where real skill begins. Because now, it's not about serving food, it's about transforming it, turning preserved ingredients into something that still feels human. In a place where every scent lingers, one smell rises above all others: fresh bread. Baked daily, sometimes twice a day. For the crew, it's more than food. It's a reminder of life outside, of normalcy, of warmth. Bakers wake hours before everyone else, working in silence, just to make sure that when the crew wakes up, something feels right. Because sometimes a single smell is enough to change the entire mood of a submarine. On a submarine, waste isn't just a problem, it's a system. Every leftover is repurposed, every portion is calculated. Yesterday's meal becomes today's new dish, and what can't be reused is processed, compacted, and eventually released into the ocean under strict control. Even trash follows rules down here, because space is limited, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can be taken for granted. When every day looks the same, time begins to disappear. But on a submarine, meals bring it back. Special nights, steak and lobster, pizza Fridays, halfway feasts, aren't just traditions. They're markers, moments the crew can hold on to. Because by day 47, routine becomes a blur, And food becomes the only thing that moves time forward. Not just feeding the body, but anchoring the mind. Inside a sealed submarine, contamination doesn't stay contained. It spreads fast. One case of food poisoning isn't just a bad day. It could disable a critical part of the crew. And here, every single person matters. That's why sanitation isn't routine. It's survival protocol. Every surface cleaned, every temperature monitored. Because in a closed-loop system, even a small failure can escalate into a mission-level threat. The person preparing your meal down here is not just a cook. They are trained to understand the submarine itself. They know the reactor. They know how to fight fires in a sealed environment. They know how to respond when things go wrong. Because on a submarine, there are no specialists. Only crew members who must be ready for anything. Submariner first, chef second. At the center of it all is the lead cook, managing inventory, operations, budget, and morale. Feeding 140 people 4 times a day with 0 chance of resupply. No margin for error, not even once. Because one bad decision doesn't just affect a meal, it affects the entire mission. And yet, the best among them are remembered, not as cooks, but as legends. This is where it all connects. Food quality, variety, morale, all feeding into one thing: mission readiness. Because in extreme isolation, performance isn't just technical, it's psychological. And the Navy understands this better than anyone. Food isn't a luxury, it's a buffer. A system designed to keep minds sharp in one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth. Right now, somewhere beneath the ocean, someone is cooking 3 meals a day, plus mid-rats, for 140 people. In a room smaller than your bathroom. No windows, no fresh air, no way out. Hundreds of feet underwater. Not just to feed them, but to keep them sharp, focused, ready. If this level of precision and pressure exists just to serve a single meal, imagine what happens in the rest of the submarine. This is only one system inside a machine built for something far more complex. Stay with War Tech Lab, because what happens next goes even deeper.